Okay, so this is Gamer Dom and welcome back to my garage. I'm taking a look at another one of the Valentines special tanks that Wargaming are discounting quite heavily over this weekend in the EU server. This is the Matilda IV, which is a Tier 5 Russian premium medium tank. Yep, it's the Matilda and it's Russian. So, quick history of this tank. It is basically an adaptation which the Russians made. Somewhere around 1,000 Matilda British tanks were shipped over to Russia as a sort of stopgap for them to make up for the losses they were taking in the war, and given the fact that their factories were being destroyed by the German invasion. They were running short of armour, and the British shipped over a whole load of Matildas for them, amongst other things, Valentines as well, for the Russians to use. However, when they received it, they thought, "You're having a laugh, mate. How are we going to do anything with that puny gun and that tank?" So they upgraded them. They put a Russian 75mm on the turret instead, and so 76mm on it. So that's what you end up with. You have the Matilda, the Tier 4 British chassis, and on top of it a 76mm gun. And that combination makes it quite kind of interesting. So before we go on, let's have a look at how much Wargaming are trying to get out of us to buy it. So there's two offers available at the moment. There is a package, which is the tank, garage slot and 30 days of premium, and that comes in at £7.77, which is around about just under €10. Personally, much as I said with the Matilda Black Prince, which I did a video on earlier, I think that's a bit expensive. I think you're far better off going off and buying the basic package, which seems to me a far better deal. So with the basic package, which is just the vehicle and a garage slot, you get it for £2.32. Yep, £2.32, which is just under €3, which I think is an extremely good deal. It's only available for 3 days, I believe, but yeah, £2.30 effectively for a. Admittedly, it's only a Tier 5 premium, but it is a premium tank, so yeah, I think that's the way to do it myself. So anyway, let's have a quick look at the Matilda IV. It has 610 hit points, which is okay. It's a little on the low side, but it's not a big deal. It weighs, the way I've got mine set up, 27, nearly 28 tons. Now the engine is slightly better. And I mean just slightly better than the standard Matilda and the Matilda Black Prince. But that's just like saying god awful compared to just bad. It's 274 horsepower engine, which gives it a top speed of 25, which is only 3 kilometers an hour quicker than the Black Prince and the Matilda, but it feels a lot better. It doesn't feel quite as sluggish. I mean, it's still slow, but it's not as bad. Armour is pretty much the same as the standard Matilda. It's the hull is 75 at the front, 70 at the side, and 55 at the back. And the front, at least, is quite. There's some angles there. You can bounce a few shots when you're top tier. Anyway, the turret is also not bad at all. It's got a nice big gun mantle here which will bounce shells. It's 75mm on the front. In fact, it's 75mm all the way around. So that's pretty pokey, pretty useful. View range is 350, which nobody really cares about. So the gun is what makes this tank interesting and somewhat special. As I say, it's a 76mm. Has a very good rate of fire. 16.15 rounds per minute is pretty good. However, the problem with it is penetration. It's a very poor penetration gun. It only has 86 millimeters with a standard shell, and not much better with APCR, which is premium, which is only 102, and that's well, not just a little on the low side, it's very on the low side. Same kind of low alpha that you get in the Black Prince version, only 110. HE is a little bit more worthwhile using. You've got 38 penetration, which isn't great, but 156 in damage. Dispersion 0.41, which is not great, but it's not that bad. Aim time 1.7, which is also okay. So you've got a tank that has a little bit more speed than the Black Prince, has a slightly slower firing gun, but actually doesn't really seem to give you an awful lot more for your money, to be absolutely honest. So if you're only going to buy one premium, and it was between the Black Prince and the Matilda IV, I think I'd go for the Black Prince. I think. Let's just bring up that gun while we're here, and we'll go back to the Russian one just to give it a quick comparison. Oops, I've lost it. Too many tanks. Too many tanks. Too many tanks. There it is. Right. Let's go back to the. So the two guns. Let's have a look at the Black Prince gun and the Matilda's gun. So you can see right off that the 6-pounder on the Matilda Black Prince has a far better rate of fire, 26.9 versus 16.15. It also has a far better penetration, 110 versus 86. The APCR on the Black Prince is very, very good. 180 is extremely good at this tier. Only 102 on the Matilda IV. The only area where it has better penetration is on the HE shells, which is still not that great. In terms of alpha, you get a little bit more punch with the gun, 110 on the Matilda IV, as opposed to 75 on the Black Prince. Dispersion is identical. Aim time of the 76 is far better than the Black Prince, and I never find the Black Prince's gun that bad because I like to play sort of short to medium range in it. So it does mean with that slightly better accuracy that the Mark IV Matilda IV might well be better at slightly longer ranges, but you know, you're talking little bits. So equipment wise, well, there's all kinds of equipment you can put on this, and they're all pretty even in terms of their merits. I have gun lane drive, I have vents, and I have gun rammer. I probably don't need the gun lane drive because it's it has got pretty good gun performance, I think. So, but that's what I've gone with, and we'll you know, stick with it for the time being. So there you go. It's an interesting little tank, and again, it's a way to train your Russian medium crews. I've got Object 416 crew in here, and you know, that's what you get a premium for, that and the increased credit potential. So let's go and take the sucker out and see what we can do with it. Okay. Oh, I forgot to say, most importantly with this vehicle, it has preferred matchmaking. So as a tier 5 vehicle, it will never see above tier 6, which is useful. Wargaming have started to remove all those limited matchmaking tanks from the shop and from the game entirely. So this one is another one of the very few that remain that actually will only, unless you platoon with something that pulls you into another match, will only go into tier 6 games as a maximum. So that's a useful thing. So We're on Himmelsdorf. It's a tier 5 game, so we've been lucky. I'm going to go down the banana road, I think. You can see it's not. It accelerates much quicker than the Black Prince does. It still doesn't have much speed, but you know, I'm out. Well, they've just had an accident back there, but I'm out accelerating the KB1 there. But what's this lot doing? That's interesting. See, you can't pen me. You really can't pen me. So that was pretty good. Easy kill to start with. Oh, sugar. I do not want to be fighting an OI experimental. I didn't think he could even see me from there. That's not a pleasant fight. I don't think I want to have a go against him. I'm going to move. That's just not an even match. The OI experimental, frontally at least, will absolutely cream me. So I don't want to go near him. Actually, we're winning this game quite convincingly at the moment. Oh, I've been spotted. Who spotted me? I feel like I... Ooh! Okay. Ooh, get the... Oh good, the OI's dead. Right, we can push on. So it moves relatively well for an infantry type tank. Certainly better than the Matilda. I think they must have in reality upgraded the gun, the engine as well as the gun on these things. With the Russians, because say they were pretty disgusted by how bad they were as vehicles. Didn't get a chance to fire on the move, but you can see it actually fires pretty well on the move too. So let's see whether we can do a little bit more damage. This game looks to be over. So we've got a kill at least. There's a Lux coming round here. Go and help this medium because he probably won't get on very well against the Lux. Lux is a bit OP at this tier. There we go. Might have known that out. Chase the Lux. Got him. Can't chase a 76mm shell, matey. Couldn't get back on him. So you can see it moves reasonably well. So I think it has the advantage in terms of mobility than over the Black Prince. The gun is okay. It fires pretty quickly. Has a little bit more damage than the standard shell, than the Black Prince has. And so, you know, all in all, it's a nice tank. I still think I prefer the Black Prince, but this is also a good alternative, and you know, frankly, for £2.30 as it is at the moment, you know, treat yourself to both. There you go. We finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th on the team. Got 2 kills, nearly 500 damage. Fired 9 shots, 7 hits, and 5 penetrations for our nearly 500 damage. We took 5 hits, 3 of which penetrated, 2 didn't. So yeah, you can block some stuff with this. In terms of credit potential, you know, we did okay. 26,000 credits, 24,000 after costs. It was our first battle of the day, and we made with the premium profit, bonus, sorry, 1,834. So yeah, it's all right. Black Prince finished above us. Look, what did he do? Yeah, see, I still think the Black Prince is a slightly better vehicle, but you know, it depends on whether you have particular need to improve your Russian medium cruise or your British medium cruise, I guess, because ultimately that's what they're most useful for. So we'll have another go, see what we can do, see whether we have any better game. That was just a bit too quickly. There was a bit fast and furious, didn't really get a chance to show off everything we can do in this vehicle. Again, top tier game, but as I say, given the fact you've got preferential matchmaking, you're more likely to get a top tier game in this vehicle. Oh look, this is a surprise, somebody moaning about matchmaking. Alright, already. So,
microphone activated. Microphone muted.
On steps, so I'm in a slow moving tank, relatively slow moving. I'm going to head over towards the cap, because if I don't, I will never get there in time. This is a medium tank, although, you know, it's like all these British mediums, it's more heavy than medium. I would ordinarily go down the 1-2 line, but as I say, just the speed of this thing is so slow. And if you don't redeploy, if you had to redeploy, the chances of getting across the map are pretty slow. But I'm already doing my 25, which is my maximum speed. You know, I'd be leaving a Black Prince in its dust at this point, because they are, well, 3 kilometers an hour slower, but also this gets to its top speed quicker. It also has a better power to weight ratio than the Black Prince, which means it can get up the hills a little bit easier. The Matilda Black Prince, when it's trying to climb a hill, is just virtually stationary. It's crazy. Whereas this thing at least has a little bit more grunt and can get up there a bit better. So there's a Skoda in the base. Don't know what our Wolverine's doing. He's one of the most effective TDs at this sort of tier, and he seems to decide to charge like a heavy tank. Buy yourself a heavy mate if that's the way you want to play the game. There's their Wolverine. Oh. Taking a lot of shots. I don't really want to take too much more. I'm going to die if I do. They've got a lot of tanks in there. They've got a lot of tanks up in the cap here. It's not looking too hot. Okay, we need to get over and help them against that KV-25, because KV-20, 220, I can't talk, it's a really effective vehicle. I really want to get down on the good. Right, now I can get down and help against the heavy things. Can't. There's the moment I do. I need some help here. A little bit isolated, to be absolutely honest, and now I'm being hit by the big bug. Oh, we got taken out, that's useful. Good job, Artie. got taken out. So yeah, you can see the lack of pen there was a bit problematic. I was trying to hit that M4 earlier on, and I couldn't quite penetrate him because the penetration on this gun is not fantastic. But it makes up for it with a bit more power. So the alpha being that little bit higher makes a bit of a difference. You'll also see some of those shots at longer ranges were not very quick to aim in, and even with a gun lane drive and the good accuracy this gun has, it was quite difficult to get those sort of aimed in quickly and you know, deliver that shot as quickly as you needed to in some cases, and then the dispersion sent the shell all over the place. So anyway, we won. Can't say it was the best ever game I've had in it, but it's a win. A win is a win is a win, as we always say. So no kind of badges on that one. Finished 1, 2. That's wrong. Quite mid-pack on the experience. 460 damage. Fired 12 shots. Only connected with 6 of them. Penetrated with only 4. Took 8 hits. 2 of which bounced, the rest penetrated. 24,000 credits after rebuilding costs, 21,000 XP. Good amount of premium bonus, 713 XP. So yeah, that's the Matilda IV, which is the latest of the Valentine offers from Wargaming. It's an okay tank. I personally, despite the lack of speed, I think I prefer the Black Prince Matilda over this one. But this is a nice. The thing about this one has that little bit more speed, and we're talking relative here. It's you know, it's still a slow vehicle, but it's a little bit quicker than the Black Prince. So depends what you fancy. It has a better alpha on the gun, although poorer penetration. So your choice. This has been GamerDom. Thanks for watching. Please do look at some of the other videos I have up on my channel. I've got quite a lot up there now, and if you get a chance, subscribe, because numbers are growing slowly but surely, which is great, and thank you to everyone who has subscribed. If we can get up to somewhere around about 50, I might start doing some competitions for subscribers, so that's in my mind at the moment. But thanks for watching, and let me know what you think. If you like these Valentines, or this, sorry, if you like these Valentine Day offer tanks that Wargaming are offering, I think 60% off seems a pretty reasonable rate for a premium vehicle. But you know, that's only if you're prepared to spend money on this game, and I know not everyone does. So this has been GamerDom. Thanks for watching. Be careful out there, enjoy yourselves, remember it is just a game, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.